Hey everyone, thanks for coming back to the BNS channel. My name is EdieAnne. Kind of want to set this video up for you since it might be a little longer. It's probably going to be about 45 minutes long, and you're going to want paper and pen or something to jot some notes down. I'm about ready to share with you some of my insight as a superstar director with Scentsy on how to have a successful Scentsy business from A to Z. You ready? A is for attitude. And no, I don't mean like, what do you mean you don't want any Scentsy? Like, nobody says that. Talk to the hand. Not that kind of attitude. Attitude meaning a positive attitude. Being happy to see your customers, greeting them, following up with them, and not just trying to sell all the time. Having the right attitude for your business and your team members so that you have the ability to grow. Because with a bad attitude, you can actually stifle your growth, you can turn away customers, and you can actually make your team members really upset with you. So make sure that your attitude is in check before you start your business. B is for belief. Is there something that you believe in? I want you to think about something you believe in. A lot of times what we believe in is something we've never seen or have never done, but we believe it can be done. Belief is so important in your work with Scentsy, because if you don't believe that you have the ability to do what needs to be done for you to be successful, you will not be successful. So you need to believe in you. You need to believe in your ability to sell. You need to believe in the ability to recruit people, to do the business on the back office side, to talk to new people, to have parties. You have to believe in you. C is for consistency. You need to be consistent in everything that you do in your business. That means that you need to be consistent in following up with your customers. That means you need to be consistent with making connections and relationships with your customers or potential customers. You need to be consistent if you're going to have team meetings for your team. You need to be consistent in the things that you do. And that means even when they seem to not be working so well, sometimes it's the consistency that allows your customers to see that you're serious about what you're doing, and then they'll buy from you, or they'll join, or they'll host a party. So remember that consistency is vital to the success of your business. D is for drive. Drive is something that comes from within to give you that push that you need to go an extra mile in your business. When you think you've done enough for your business, do just a little bit more, because that little bit more is what's going to push you ahead of the rest and make you have a successful business. So drive is extremely important, and to find your drive, you need to make sure that you understand why you're in this business in the first place. Okay, so drive is passion, it's motivation, it's consistency, it's all of these things kind of wrapped into one, and having drive will give you the initiative to move forward and do the things that you need to do in your business and to be successful. E is for effort. We didn't say it was going to be easy, but we did say it was going to be worth it. I'm sure that you've heard that before. Effort means that you actually have to put some work in. And you can't fool yourself by thinking that making a few posts on Facebook is effort. Effort means picking up the phone, texting people, building relationships, creating an environment that people want to buy from you or to join your team. That is going to take effort. Effort is 15 minutes a day. Effort is, working on your business for income-producing activities. Income-producing activities are those that are going to create you income. So booking parties, asking for sales, asking for people to join your team. Those are income-producing activities, and things that are surrounded around those three things, buy, host, join, are going to help you build your business. So don't fool yourself. You do need to put in effort. F is for Franks. No, I don't mean ballpark Franks, not hot dogs. I mean Franks, F-R-A-N-K-S. Edie, what are you talking about? Friends, relatives, acquaintances, neighbors, kids, and social media. That's the acronym that we use in order to remember the types of people that we should reach out to. When we first started our Scentsy journey, you probably were asked to create a list of 100. A list of 100 is kind of a go-to place for us to start talking, having conversations with people about host, buying, or joining. And Franks is a great acronym for us to remember those types of people we should reach out to. Friends, we obviously want to reach out to our friends. Relatives, we want to reach out to our relatives, let them know that we started a new business and we'd love for them to help support you. A is for acquaintances, you know, the cashier at the grocery store that you go to every week, right? Neighbors, you want to connect with your neighbors, maybe have a block party and introduce your Scentsy to them. Kids, if you got kids, then you should be connecting with their schools for fundraisers. If you don't have kids, then maybe use the neighbor's kids. And S is social media. Social media is a great way for you to get out beyond your neighborhood, beyond your town, and spread your Scentsy love throughout the world, right? Using social media. So Franks is a great acronym for you to remember to utilize in your list of 100 that you can go back to time and time again in order to build your business. G is for generosity. Part of Scentsy's ethos is generosity, and they do it by doing charitable items that are for sale during our catalog season. They give back a lot. They also give back to their own communities by doing fundraiser events, by doing different types of events, like even having fireworks for their community, so that they can have a presence in the community and the community can know that they're there for them. So including generosity into your own business is going to be very, very lucrative, believe it or not. Sharing the Scentsy love, doing donations, having fundraisers, giving back to your own community can not only fill your heart, but can also let your community know that you are available for these types of things. And generosity is just a great feel-good, and it should be a huge part of your business in order to be successful. H is for health, and I mean that one. We cannot be amazing entrepreneurs if we're not available or healthy enough to maintain our business. So that means health as in your body, but it also means health in your mind. Make sure that you have stability, less stress, go for walks, go for a little swing like I'm doing. Just be mindful of your own presence, your own breathing, and make sure that you're healthy so that you can be there for your team. You can be there for your customers. Health is extremely important, and it needs to be a regular part of your daily business routine. I is for information. It is really important to know your products. It is important for you to understand how they work. You need to understand your warranty for your products. The best way for you to gather information is through the training center of our workstation. Also, YouTube is pretty good, and definitely your sponsor and your upline. So make sure that you're getting information, make sure you're getting correct information. One of the areas also, along with the training center in the workstation, is your news tab. Checking your news tab at least once a day is also pretty vital to your business because you get up-to-date information. You know things that are on back order. You can know if there's any specials that Scentsy's doing. So gathering your information through your workstation, through your upline, and through other means or other resources like YouTube is going to be extremely important. And it's up to you to get that information, not somebody else to get it for you. J is for journey. One of the things that I want you guys to really try to remember is that it's up to us to find joy in our journey. And that means that there's gonna be a lot of sweat and tears, there's gonna be a lot of hard work, there's gonna be a lot of maybe some late nights, but if you're putting all that effort in, you have to make sure that you remember to find the joy in that journey. And all of our journeys are different, so don't compare yourself to anybody else, okay? Your journey is your journey, and how you play it out in your life and how you enjoy it in your life is up to you. But enjoying the journey and enjoying the ride along the way is super important, because once you lose that passion and lose that joy, your business will suffer and you'll become overwhelmed and you won't want to wake up in the morning to do it anymore. And so it's so super important that you find joy in your journey. And make sure that you share that joy with your family. Make sure you share that joy with your friends. And remind the people that join you in Scentsy to find their own joy. And to never compare their journey with somebody else's, because it will never be the same. K is for kindness. One of the things that Heidi and Orville talk about often, especially Heidi, is love, connection, and kindness. And one of the things that we feel that we need to create an environment of is that love, connection, and kindness. And that's not only to your customers, it's also to your team, to other consultants that are out there, and knowing that we are family and that love, connection, and kindness is what holds us all together. I strongly believe that Scentsy's ability to have such a strong presence and such a immense outflow of love, connection, and kindness is because we truly believe that that is something that is the glue that holds us together as consultants. And so once you become part of our family, that's an environment that you want to create around yourself, around your family, around your team, and other consultants that are in your area. You know, one of the things that you'll experience if you're doing any events and shows is that there's potential to run into other consultants in their business, doing their business, and it's up to us to treat each other, each consultant, with that love and kindness so that we can show others how amazing this company is, right? It's not in our nature to fight with other consultants. It's not in our nature to argue and be deceitful or backhanded or do things behind another consultant's back. That's just not how we run our business. And in being a consultant, that is something that will allow you to have a longer life with Scentsy, is to actually practice and share love, connection, and kindness. And at the end of every video that I've done this year, my new hashtag is Pay It Forward with Kindness, and that's something that I try to express often, not only verbally but physically in the things that I do for other people. And I would challenge you to do that as well, so that you are creating that environment of love, connection, and kindness. L is for loyalty. I would venture to guess that most top earners in direct sales only hail to one direct sales business. What do I mean by that? I mean that if you look at the top earners in the direct sales businesses that are out there, you'll notice that the majority of them only work for that one company, and they don't work for multiple companies in the direct sales industry. To give you a more exact description of that is that if somebody is a top earner in Scentsy, more than likely they're not also working for Avon, or they're not also working for Pampered Chef. You're going to find that most of the top earners in those companies only work for one company. And so loyalty becomes a huge aspect of success within your business, depending on what it is that you want out of that business, right? If you're not looking to be a top earner, then I guess you could work for different businesses. I'm going to get people that are not in agreement with this, and I'm going to beg to differ, because I strongly believe that we are unable to give 100% of ourselves to multiple businesses. It's just impossible, because we only have 100% to give. So ultimately, if you're working for two different businesses, you're going to give 80% to one and maybe 20% to the other, or try and do 50-50 for each. But when you look at that formula, you realize that you are never going to give 100% of yourself and your time and your efforts to a business without the other business suffering. It's just how the math works. So when I talk about loyalty, I mean loyalty to your brand, to your business, to yourself. You know, becoming overwhelmed because you're spreading yourself too thin isn't going to give you what you need emotionally and physically as a reward for what you're putting into your business. It's just not going to happen. So my suggestion is to stay loyal to the company that you're with. And in this case, Scentsy, stay loyal to it. Give it everything that you have, and then decide if you need to have a different company to work with. A lot of times people will multiply their businesses because they want more income. And in truth, the opposite usually happens. If you're spreading yourself too thin, you're not going to be making a lot of money from any of those. You'll probably make some money from all of them. But if you were to give all of your effort and time into one business, maybe all of that money could come from that one business, and you wouldn't be so overwhelmed and over exerting yourself in your time and effort, right? So my suggestion is to stay loyal to the one company that you're with. Give it all of the effort and time and attention that you can, and see where it takes you, because ultimately it could potentially take you to the top if that's what you're focused on. Okay? So give yourself and your business the loyalty it deserves. M is for money motivated. I sat down with one of my upline at the very beginning of my journey, and she asked me what motivated me to do the business that I was doing and to be successful right from the gate like I was. And I remember telling her that it wasn't about the money. It was about filling some time that I had. That was why I had joined in the first place, is that I was a new stay-at-home wife, mother, that sort of thing. And so I needed something that was going to fill my time, because I'd always worked in the corporate world and I always felt the need to work. And that money really was not motivating me because I didn't have to work. And I remember her saying, money needs to be a motivation for you. Because you see, how the world works is I make money, and when I spend the money, whether it's at the grocery store or going on a trip or donating, whatever that money gets used for is part of the cycle of our life, in that wherever that money lands is helping somebody else. So if I'm grocery shopping, it's making sure that there's business for people to be cashiers or to be clerks within that store, because if they don't have people shopping, they don't have jobs to provide. And the same with vacations. I said, well, the vacations are nice, but it's, I feel kind of, I don't want to brag or gloat or, anything like that. And she said, but You going to a resort gives all of those people jobs so that they can also support their family and potentially take trips. And that cycle needs to be a complete circle, because otherwise, having an open end on that circle, somebody is going to be left out. Somebody's not going to be earning any money. So it's important for us to be money motivated so that we can either give back to our communities by doing whatever, fundraising, donations, just giving, or by supplying a demand for workers and people who are earning money for their own families. So it is extremely important for us to remember that money is a motivator. You know, I also hear people saying money doesn't buy happiness. No, it doesn't buy happiness. Excuse me, but it can certainly help you and others be in a state of happiness while you're experiencing what the money will bring, right? So don't say that money is not your motivator. It needs to be a motivator. That's why we work. It is known that we go to work so that we can make money. That is a motivator, so that we can feed our families, we can clothe our families, put shelter over our families. So money is a motivator and should be a motivation for you to build your business bigger and stronger. N is for numbers. You're going to want to know your numbers. So that means you want to know about your PRV. You're going to want to know about your lifetime PRV. I am one that actually records my numbers monthly. I do know people that record them daily, so that's totally up to you. You want to keep track of your TWV and GWV once you become a leader. You want to keep track of your recruits. Different types of tracking can be for different things, such as annual mentor award or annual sales award, which both of those run from May 1st through April 30th of each year. Annual mentor means that you have 14 personally sponsored people that become certified during that time period, and annual sales is 30,000 PRV within that time frame as well. So keeping track of your numbers is super important, not only to your business and for your own knowledge, but to be able to earn these awards and be recognized for the work that you're doing. So keeping track of your numbers, knowing what numbers you need to have a qualifying party, what the hostess gets, those types of numbers. So keeping track of your numbers is super important for your business. O is for opportunity. You want to take every opportunity that you can to share the opportunity. So whether you're at the playground and you're around other mothers or fathers, whether you're at a team game with your kids, wherever the function is, it could be church, it could be a family picnic, whatever the opportunity arises or whenever it arises, you need to take the opportunity to share Scentsy with people. Let them know what it's done for you as a business. Take the opportunities. The answer will always be no if you don't ask, right? And in order for you to build your team and to make more money and to help other people in their journey, you need to offer the opportunity to everyone. Don't prejudge. There are lots of teachers and doctors and lawyers that are Scentsy consultants. Don't prejudge. You never ever know what's going on in somebody's life or in their home that the opportunity may be the answer for. So make sure that no matter where you are, no matter what you're doing, that you brand yourself and you have conversations with people about the opportunity. Don't be shy. You may be changing somebody's life. P is for positivity. Positivity does not mean that you have to be happy all the time, but listen to these birds. They know what positivity is all about. They keep singing. Dora knows how to keep swimming. Those are all positive attributes. Positivity means that you overcome obstacles that come your way in a way that can benefit you and others around you. Being negative breeds negativity. being positive also breeds positivity. So you want to make sure that you are breeding positivity. You've heard the term like attracts like. That means that your positivity will be infectious on others, and those type of people are the ones that you will attract into your life and into your business, whether it's customers or team members. Positivity means just taking a situation and making the best of it. Doesn't mean that you're always happy, like I said. It just means that you have the ability to overcome obstacles. So just make sure that you maintain positivity in your life and in your business, because that will attract positivity to you, to your family, to your team members, and everyone around you. Q is for quality, being authentic. So here I am at the Fort Kent Blockhouse, which is extremely authentic because it is the one that we had during the battle back in who knows when. I don't know my dates. But being authentic in your business is extremely important because you want people to see you transparently. In other words, when you say you're going to do something, do it. When you are trying to promote the business or promote products, make sure you're taking an authentic or a quality approach to it so that they know that what you're talking about is something that you have in your own life. Maybe you're using it in your own life. So quality is not just the quality of our products, but how you present the products, how you present the opportunity. So make sure that you take authentic approaches towards your marketing or advertising, whatever you want to call it, and have quality behind it, quality content on your YouTube channel or on your videos when you're doing live content. Make sure that it's quality that people want to watch and see. And usually quality means that it's authentic and transparent. So have a lot of quality communication with your customers, promote yourself with quality and authenticity, and your business will thrive. R is for relationships. Relationships is probably the most important part of our business. We don't want to come across as pushy salespeople, so it's really important for us to build relationships with our potential customers, with our potential team members. And building relationships, gaining information about our customers or our team members doesn't necessarily mean we have to know all the details, but people don't buy from people that they don't trust. So we need to have a relationship based on trust. They need to know that they can trust us with their business, with their money, with knowledge that we're going to potentially give them as maybe a team member. Building relationships means that we get to know people, that we have conversations that don't have anything to do about Scentsy. You've heard the term, let's not talk shop. That's when you need to not talk shop. You need to build relationships. And sometimes the best way to do that is to have something in common with them. Joining groups on Facebook that are about gardening because you love gardening, you're building relationships with people that you have something in common with. And that is that's a great way to start a relationship. Because having common ground with people gives you something to communicate about, gives you something to talk about. So it is extremely important to build relationships with people so that you can gain trust and make sure that they know that you're a person that they want to do business with. So make sure that you build a relationship before you start selling or sharing the Scentsy love. S is for samples. Scentsy has an amazing opportunity for us to share samples with people so that they can try our product. You can either make the samples yourself, which a lot of consultants have a lot of fun with, or there are some samples that you can purchase through the Scentsy Family Store. Samples give us the opportunity to share the Scentsy love with people so that they actually have an opportunity to smell the Scentsy. And depending on what the product is, it gives them an opportunity to try it and see if they love it. And then usually they fall in love and they come back and buy more. One of the things that I've heard in the past before is it's the smell that sells. And it's true. We need to get it under their nose for them to appreciate what Scentsy has to offer and compare it to maybe something that they've been using and see that it's much better. So creating samples of wax, of washer whiffs, of soap, of there are tons of videos on YouTube of people sharing how to create and what to do to make samples. So there's a plethora of information out there for you. But I would suggest that you create samples, make some samples, have them with you at all times so that you can hand people these little gifts of Scentsy so that they can fall in love with it just like you did. Samples are a very, very powerful way of introducing people to Scentsy who have never tried it. It's also a great way for people to try new scents that they may not have tried before if they're already a customer. So make sure that you take some time, have fun with it, be creative, and make some samples for your business that you can hand out whenever you're out and about. T is for team, not timeout. Team is a very important part of our journey with Scentsy. Team. Together, everyone achieves more. That is a very strong and powerful statement, and it is very true. Once you start to build a team and recruit people and sponsor people, you are creating an environment of support, love, connection, motivation, cheerleading. All of these different things happen when we start to cultivate a team. So being part of a team is extremely important and just as important as your business. So maybe you haven't created your own team yet, but I'm sure that you're part of a team. And so including yourself in team meetings, team pages, team groups, team activities, and those sorts of things are really going to boost your business because you're going to be engulfed in Scentsy in a way that is motivating and uplifting. Team has the ability to support us when we're feeling a little down. Maybe we're not getting a lot of sales. Maybe we're not having enough ideas to do things to move forward. And a team can help support and uplift you in that case. So being the person that helps support and uplift is just as important as having the people to support and uplift you. Team is a very important part. It is a known fact that those that interact with their team, be part of your team groups on Facebook, let's say, or be part of the team activities that are local for you, going to Scentsy Family Reunion or World Tour, those types of things, it is proven that an increase of 70% of your business is based on the fact that you're including yourself in a team environment. Those that don't have less success because they feel that they're on their own. And that's the beauty of a team. Team. Together, everyone achieves more. U is for unique. I'm a Scentsy Nana. That's pretty unique. I know that there's others out there, but I brand myself that way. It is so important in this world of consultants to stand out amongst the crowd. You don't want to be copying things. You don't want to be posting the same things on social media. You want to create your own content. You want to be unique. Being unique will help you stand out from the rest. Let's say you're standing in a line of 5 consultants. You want to make sure they pick you. So you need to think about what it is that you can offer that's unique that the other consultants potentially won't offer. Maybe it's the way you bag your orders. Maybe it's the way you post. Maybe you use your children as part of your Scentsy advertising. Make sure that when you create your own branding, how people are going to see you, that it is unique to you. Your character is in that picture. Your character is in the wording that you use in your post. Maybe the way you do parties, home parties, and do presentations is different. Maybe you dress up like a clown. Who knows? Be unique. Stand out. Let them choose you amongst all of the sea of consultants and know that they're going to want to come back to you time and time again because you give amazing customer service that is unique from everyone else. V is for volume. And I have two definitions for volume. One is how loud you are, and two is how much you make. So let's talk about the second one first. Volume is something that we can find in our PRV, personal resale volume. That's how much we sell on a monthly basis. It is a requirement that you do 200 PRV every third month as a Scentsy consultant. Sounds pretty simple because it is. If you do 2,000 PRV in a month, you get a 5% raise for that month. That is so exciting because that means instead of making 25%, you're going to be making 30% that month. So that's something to aim for every month. Your volume is an indication of how much you get paid every month. So it's really important that the more volume you get, the more pay you get. So let's talk about the first one, volume, being loud. We want to know how much you love being a Scentsy consultant. And whether or not you think others want to hear you, the more they watch you be excited about Scentsy, the more interested they'll be, and then the more they're going to watch you. Now, I know that there's some people that are going to say, yeah, the more I talk about Scentsy, the more irritated my friends get. That happens. But if you can push through that and get to the other side, you're going to see that these people that at first thought you were being annoying are going to be like, what is Edie doing that she is still yelling about Scentsy? Something must be going right. So volume means making sure you're shouting it from the mountaintops how much you love Scentsy. And here's some pretty nice mountains that you could be shouting from. So make sure that you've got volume in your voice and volume in your pocketbook. W is for why. W-H-Y. What is your why? I know you have heard that time and time again, and probably have asked yourself a million times what your why is. I'm here to tell you that your why is so important that without it, you don't really have a business. And in some cases, you don't really have much going on in your life because you have nothing to drive you. I want you to understand that your why is not a person, place, or thing. It's an emotion. It's a feeling that you get once you've reached your goals. The goals are the little sprinkles along the way to your why. Your why is so important that without it, you don't have the drive to get up in the morning. You don't have the drive to do the things that you need to do in your business to get there. And so remember that all of these goals that we're creating along the way that you want to reach are only getting you a step closer to what your why is. Your why will make you cry. Remember, it's an emotion, not a feeling. Remember, it's an emotion, not a person, place, or thing. It's something that is so deep in our core and in our soul and in our hearts. I want you to ask yourself, why are you doing Scentsy? Why are you selling Scentsy in the first place? Why did you join? And when you've answered that question, I want you to ask yourself why the answer to that question was so important to you. And when you've gotten that answer, I want you to ask yourself, why is that important? Until you get to a place where it just feels emotional, whether it's complete happiness or maybe some sadness that you want to overcome something that you never had as a child or you've never felt as an adult. But remember that your why is in emotion. It is not the goals that you sprinkle along the way. We set up goals all our life. All of our life, we set up goals just so that we can get to our why. So I want you to spend some time on this. Take some time to learn what your why is. Ask somebody to help you, because every time you answer their question, they should be asking you, why is that important to you? Why do you need that? And then at some point, it'll hit you and you'll get the goosebumps and you'll get the emotions and you'll say, that's why. X is for xylitol. What, Edie? What do you mean xylitol? Xylitol is a sweetener used in most gum. Not sure if you knew that, but there's a fact for you. And xylitol reminds me of my gum analogy. The gum analogy is about selling versus sharing, or sharing versus selling. If you were standing in the line at the bank and you had a craving for a piece of gum and you had some in your pocketbook, you would take it out, you would unwrap it, and you would put the gum in your mouth. 9 times out of 10, you're going to turn around to anybody that's around you and offer them a piece of gum. Now, one of two things is going to happen. They're either going to say, yes, thank you, or they're going to say, no, thank you. Either way, you're not going to have a detrimental feeling of someone saying no to you offering them a piece of gum. It has pretty much no effect on you. That's the type of feeling that you have when you share something. And the unfortunate part of sales is that when we try to sell something and somebody says no to us, it's unfortunately it hurts your feelings. And so it is so important for you to change your mindset from selling to sharing. Because once you do that, then you want to share with everybody. And there's not this feeling of, oh man, I just got no. How am I going to do this? Who am I going to ask? They're all going to say no. Oh my goodness, I can't do this. But when you're sharing, you know, it's the same analogy with a restaurant. When you go to a good restaurant, you get great service, good food. You usually recommend it to a friend. Or maybe they're asking, what's a good restaurant? And you can offer your suggestion by sharing the restaurant that you've been to. So when we change our mindset from selling to sharing, it makes our job much easier. It makes it much more fun and less daunting on the no's. So if you've ever gone to the website goforno.com, that's a great website for you to get to understand that we should be going for no rather than for the yeses, because along the way we will get yeses. But the more no's you get, the more practice you get, and the more yeses you'll get. So X is for xylitol, which reminds me of gum, which reminds me of the gum analogy, which is sharing versus selling. Y is for yes. Say yes and figure it out later. That's probably one of the best pieces of advice that I've been given and have given to other people. We allow fear to get in our way a lot. And usually what holds us back is lack of knowledge or a lack of understanding, which are kind of the same thing. But what happens is we get presented with things, or we want to try something new in our business. And a lot of times we say no because we don't understand it, or we don't know what the outcome is going to be, which is fear, right? So we hold back. We don't try. We stay stagnant. And so my advice to you is to say yes and then figure it out later as you're going. Because ultimately, those types of circumstances are going to be outside of your comfort zone. And most of the exhilarating things that happen in our life are outside of our comfort zone. So make sure that you take some steps forward. Say yes. Figure it out later. Z is get in the zone. It is amazing how much you can get done when you put a timer on your phone, your watch, your stove for 15 minutes. Get in the zone and work your business for that 15 minutes straight. When the buzzer goes off, go back to the rest of your life. It is so fulfilling when you can just get in the zone, put your blinders on, get some income producing activities done, and really work your business for a set amount of time every single day. Getting in the zone means that you are putting all of your efforts into a given project, whether it's making phone calls, whether it's following up with people, whether it's doing a booking blitz and focusing on that certain amount of time. Maybe it's making samples, but creating your time frame and then zoning in and focusing in on that project, whatever it is going to accomplish so much for you in your business. Now, if you're lucky like me and you have the ability to work Scentsy full-time, then your zone should be all day long. Get up in the morning just like you were going to be leaving home and going to work, sit down, put an agenda together, what you're going to do for the day, each day of the week, and then focus in and zone in on what you need to get done. Don't waste time when you're using Scentsy time. And just stay focused, stay in gear to what you're trying to accomplish, and typically it should be income producing activities. So let's go get in the zone. Well, here we are at the end of the 24 things from A to Z to be successful in your Scentsy business. I want you to take note that a lot of them weren't necessarily things to do, but more how to be, how to have your mindset, how to be unique, how to be you, how to take care of you. It's so important in any business to take care of who you are and to come forward to the table with the right mindset. If you don't have the right mindset, nothing else will really fall into place. What we put our energy towards is usually what we get back. So you want to make sure that whatever you give your energy to is something that you're okay with getting back. The story that we tell ourselves about ourselves is usually the story that we believe and we play out. So make sure the story is a good one. Also, make sure that you reach out to your upline, to your sponsor, to your director, to your superstar director. We're here for you. We're here to help support you. We're here to uplift you. We are part of your team. We also have an amazing home office squad. The employees and the executives that work for Scentsy are top notch. They are the real deal. They're going to spend time with you if you go to an event. They take time to take pictures with all the consultants at most events that they go to. That's unheard of. They also love to play on incentives with us and be part of the crew and the tours and all of those things. They are very down to earth, and if ever you need to reach out to them, I'm sure they would love to hear from you. Take advantage of the amazing executive staff that we have at home office, but make sure that you utilize all of the resources that are available to you. We don't ever want you to say, I felt alone, I didn't know what to do, so I quit. That is not something we want to hear. We're here for you. We're here to support you and uplift you. Your team is there as well to do those same things. So I want to wish you all of the most amazing success in your Scentsy journey, and I want you to share it with us. Share it with everyone. We'd love to hear all the things that you've accomplished. I hope you found this training and this video helpful. If you ever have questions, reach out. I'm here for you too. I hope you have an amazing day. Go make it an amazing day for somebody else and pay it forward with kindness.